Hello, welcome to Strong Flow Vinyasa. And today we're going to build up to splits. We'll do some standing splits and on the floor splits. And if you just heard that and you're like, but I can't do a split, no worries. Most of the time, I cannot do one either. So there will be an option for everyone. I do recommend a couple blocks today. You see that I've got four. These over here just for when I switch sides, you don't need four. Two is probably most appropriate. And in some cases, you might be able to get away with just one. A blanket can be comfortable to sit on or for knee cushions. And other than that, we will get going. So from here, let's go ahead and start in a child's pose. And actually, now that I say that, I'm actually just going to undo my blanket here for a little bit of a knee cushion. Let's prepare the hips a little bit more for our child's pose before we come in there. So just take a nice tabletop position. Belly button is in here. And then just take a few nice little cat cows, kind of moving to your range. The inhale in the cow, exhale in the cat, and then maybe looking over one shoulder, nice little side bend in the other. Maybe do that one more time. And then let's take this into some hip circles. So I'm just going to circle around. So in order to split, you want to prep the hips a little bit, the hip flexors. So we'll get in there today. And let's reverse that circle. Good. And then from here, take your hands a little bit more forward. And then just move forward and back. So how far you move forward or back, this kind of depends on your own body. So for example, I can come all the way forward, or at least today I can. Yesterday was hard for me. Kind of find it where you need it and find your child's pose. So knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Arms can be long in front of you. Hands can be back by the ankles you choose. Good. Breathe and expand. Now, I'm going to give you different affirmations today based around gratitude and thankfulness. But if you need a different intention, then please take one. And breathe and expand that rib cage. Good. Now from here, I'm going to come up just a little bit. I'm going to walk my hands over to the right. I'm going to walk left fingertips up, lifting the hips a little bit, pressing into the right hand, sinking towards the left. And breathe and expand. So how about I am grateful for my growth. I am grateful for my growth. So it's my hope that you will repeat these things to yourself. Those of you that have been practicing with me for a while, I hope, at least from a yoga or Pilates perspective, that you see growth in those areas. Growth can apply to anything. We'll come up, come back center, take a half or full child pose here just to reset that spine. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that to the other side. So I'm just going to lift just a little bit. I'm going to walk those hands over to the left, walking right fingertips forward, lifting the hips, pressing into the left hand, sinking towards the right side. Breathe and expand. And then we'll come up and come back to center. Good. Half or full child pose here. And I am grateful for my growth. And then we'll come back up. So come to all fours. We're going to take this into a thread the needle. So the tops of the feet are down. Hips are going to stay over the knees. Belly button is in. I'm going to start by taking my right arm out. Good. I'm going to scoop that behind my left. And as I scoop this through, again, I want my hips to stay over the knees as best as I can. As I take my head down, my right ear is not touching the mat. I'm barely touching it with my temple right through here. So you want a long line from crown to tail. If you're pressing your ear into the mat like this, you do not have a long line from crown to tail. So the ear doesn't touch. Use your left hand, left shoulder to support you. Also creates a deeper stretch. And then we'll bring that back up and we'll take that to the other side. So from here, left arm's gonna come out. I'm gonna thread that through behind the right, coming down. Good. Top of the head only. My left ear is not touching the mat. Good. I'm using my right hand and shoulder to support me here. Nice long line. Breathe and expand. And when you're ready, good. We'll press through and we'll come back up. Take just a couple little cat cows here as a reset. And then we're going to take this right into downward facing dog. So if you're taller, take a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward. Otherwise, I'm going to tuck my toes, shift back, and pressing and then forward into my mat, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Good. And you can keep the knees bent here, especially if you've got osteoporosis or some other back issue, or maybe you're just tight back there. Good. I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounts. Then pressing them forward into the mat. My elbows are turning towards the ceiling. My shoulders are away from the ears. My ears are by my bicep. You can lengthen and bend. You can walk the dog. I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. I'm trying not to let my hips sway. So what I mean by that is doing a little bit of a wiggle and keeping them stable. Good. Now let's bend the right knee. Press to the left. It's okay if that heel does not touch the floor. You're just getting a nice stretch down the back of the leg. Breathe. I'm grateful for my growth. I am thankful for my health. I am thankful for my health. Good. And switch. My health allows me to do these practices with a little bit more ease. And these practices, yoga and Pilates, help me create better health and maintain good health. And then from here, good, lifting both heels and lowering. Good. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. I'm going to walk my hands back towards my feet. I'm going to get into all four corners of my feet. My knees are going to bend. I'm just going to dangle here. Good. Shaking the head, yes. Maybe shaking the head, no. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. So press the legs, lengthen the torso. If you can't touch the floor, come to your thighs or your shins. Just a nice long spine. And exhale, and we'll bow. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root into the feet. Engage the glutes. Long back as we rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. Inhale and we reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, I'm going to walk this out to my plank. Good. So shoulders are under or slightly behind the wrists. I'm pushing my floor away from me. Knees can also be grounded here if you need that. Good. Press away, belly button is in. From here, we will lower the knees if you have them lifted. Untuck the toes, elbows turn forward. Elbows come straight back as we lower. Good. And we'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Rolling the shoulders back. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Actually, you know what? Let's change that breath. Let's lower down. Exhale here. Inhale. Oh, I like that better. Maybe baby. Maybe a little higher, shoulders away from the ears, no crunching on the spine, or maybe a high cobra. And lowering that back down. From here, hands under the shoulders. Stronger, more experienced yogis can tuck the toes, push up into plank, shift back down dog. Everyone else follow me through tabletop. Good. Reaching, pressing in, lifting up those knees. From the downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. Let's take 3 sun salutes here. You choose to take or skip a flow. Down dog, child's pose, or working on your plank. If you are not, if you have a back issue or you are newer, follow me, hip width apart. If you don't have any of those issues, then you can step the feet closer together or together for just a little bit more challenge. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and back. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, about. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and lift. Exhale and we'll fold. You can always bend the knees as you fold down. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. From downward facing dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and tension. One more time. Inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one. Once you've made it back to your down dog, just pause there. Good. Turning elbows forward again, finding your good down dog. Let's lift the left leg, 3-point, bending the knee, opening to the left. Good. So gaze is to the right foot. Left shoulder is down, away from the ear. And then from here, hip and knee are going to come back even to the floor. Round the spine if you can as you step or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. Good. I'm going to bring in my block here. I'm going to lower down my back knee, untuck that back toe. Lengthening here, pressing away, finding a nice low lunge. So we're getting into this area now. Belly button is in. Left hip comes back. Whether you're using blocks or yourself, push that floor away from you. Good. Now from here, when you're ready, with or without your blocks, just come back. So I'm rocking back on that heel and coming back in. Good. We'll take this back. Good. So this is a half split pose. And for those of you that can't do a full split, this is going to be your option when we get there. We're going to do this again later, but a little bit deeper. And from here, lengthening. No need to forward fold here. We're not quite yet warmed up for that one. And we'll come back in. Good. Now find your lunge. With or without your block, right hand's going to come down, open to the left. Okay. Taking that down. With or without your block, pause now. Take it up. Find a little balance challenge here. So you can look straight ahead. That'll take some challenge out. Looking up at your hands will make it more challenging. And then we'll take it back down. Good. Left hand to the floor to a block. Now take it to the right. Good. And taking that down. Planting the hands. So taking your blocks more forward, tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee, front foot steps back. Take or skip a flow. I think I'll take this one. Remember, halfway down is really all you need if you're flowing. Take a moment in that down dog. Good. So I am grateful for my growth. I'm thankful for my health. I am thankful for the opportunities that came or will come my way today. I am thankful for the opportunities that came or will come my way today. The right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee, opening up to the right. Good. Gaze is to the left toes. Shoulder is down. And when you're ready, hip and knee are going to come back even to the floor. Round the spine as you can as you step or pick up and put that right foot forward between the hands. We'll take that down. The watch came a little undone there. Good. And then from here, good. Just going to find this a little bit here. The side's my tighter side today. Good. So always feel free to make any little adjustments that you need to. Good. My right hip's going to come back. I'm lengthening my torso. I'm pressing into my blocks. You've got long arms, you can press into the floor. And just as a note, knee here can be over the ankle or behind it, not forward, and this knee or heel rather is grounded. So if it's lifting up like this, or maybe you're doing something and you're looking like this, that foot needs to be more forward, and it's always okay to pick it up and put it there. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, okay, let's rock forward and back. Good, and then we'll come back. Good, find your half split. Good, lengthen the torso, hip is over the knee, long spine. I'm grateful for the opportunities that came or will come my way today. Teaching this class is one of those wonderful opportunities. There are many places where you cannot teach or practice yoga out in the open. It's considered a religion in some places. And for some people it is, but not for everyone. Good, and then we'll come forward. Good. Now from here, when you're ready, the left hand can come to the floor to a block, open to the right. And lowering that back down. Good. Find your stability here first, and then maybe taking arms up, looking straight ahead, or looking up if you want more of a challenge. Good. Zip up that belly. And we'll take that down. Right hand to a block or to the floor, open to the left. Taking that back down. Good. I'm going to take my blocks forward, plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one and just walk my dog. So you choose how you need to do it. From downward facing dog, when we're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Make the legs work for you. Keep it out of the back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Great. Okay, from here, we're going to do a little balance challenge. This is a moving balance challenge. And different people are going to do different things. So to just run through this real quick, we're going to stand here, okay? Some of you will stay here. Some of you will move with me. We'll do this about 3 times, and then we'll step it back and find a warrior 2, okay? So some of you might need to come down hands on blocks before you step back to warrior 2, and that's what the blocks are here for in case you need them. So left side first. Good. Left hip, knee, and toe, we're going to track forward. Good. I'm zipping up. I've got a spot on my wall straight ahead in front of me. And actually it's a little bit down. I can keep my gaze on for when I'm still and for when I take movement. And I'm not going to take my eyes off that spot. The drifty. Hands and arms can be anywhere you want. Now, while we're here, again, If you're more stable lower, then stay there. If you're unstable lower, you will not become more stable higher. So be mindful. Could you grow out of that left leg just a little bit more? And then when you're ready, good. If you're going to move with me, we're going to come back one time. And coming back up. We'll take it back 2 times. And coming back up. Good. This time we're going to take the step back. Get there how you need to get there. Step it back. Right side, hip, knee, and toe turn out 45-ish degrees. So you do want to try to practice with an angle here as much as possible, not the parallel. Okay. So find your angle. Good. Front hip will come back hip will come forward, hip, knee, and toe track. Keep your hips where they are. Open the chest to the side. Hips don't have to move to do that. Good. And reach. Strong through the back edge of the back foot. You can lengthen that front knee at any time. Good. What about, I'm grateful for my friends and family. I'm grateful for my friends and family. I'm also grateful for each and every one of you that support me in my work, especially those of you that send donations that help support this work and keep it free. Without donations, I would have to charge. Good, and then from here, when you're ready, we'll lengthen that front leg and we'll come up and reach. Good, try not to shift the hips as you transition. And then from here, when you're ready, good, we'll come up. Good, going right into triangle now. Front hip's gonna come back hip's gonna come forward. Same arm as legs, left side. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. When you can come no more, take a thigh, take a shin. You can take a block at any height, or you can take the floor. Now, outside is gonna be a little bit easier. Inside is gonna be a little bit harder. It's a little bit of a deeper twist because triangle is a twist. So lengthen the torso and open up. Because it's a twist, that's why we have a nice long spine, not a folded one. Triangle's not a forward fold. Now, you can see where you are here. So you really want to root in the feet, root in the legs. Could you pick up the bottom hand and swing it? If you can, you've arrived. Otherwise, this hand is just there to complete the pose and make it pretty. When we don't have the strength, then we have to have it on something. But just kind of be mindful of that. That's what you're going for eventually. Takes a long time. And if your balance is off, it might not be possible that day, and that's okay too. Looking down at that front foot. Good, I'm gonna put a bend in that knee. Hands are gonna come down, swiveling up that back foot. Good, I'm gonna lower down that back knee, and we're gonna come to lizard. So you can keep your hands on the inside of your foot here, okay? You can also come onto forearms, onto a block or two or the floor. I also like to take this leg out a little bit wider to the left side. And I like to turn my hip, knee, and toe out to the left. So if you can kind of see that, it's turning out to the left. Good. And then this might be it for some people. I'm going to use a block today to come onto my forearms because I'm really tight. Good. And then you can also tuck that back toe, lift that back knee, and press here. That's just an option. You can also stick a block under that knee if you're close to doing that, but not quite there. It's a nice little training tool. Whether you're on hands or forearms, push that floor away. Belly button stays in. And then when you're ready, knee can come down if you lifted it. We'll come up onto the hands if you took forearms. We'll bring the left leg back in if you took it out wider. And then I'm going to bring my blocks in here. We're going to take a nice half split pose again. So I'm going to just take it back. Hip stays over the knee. And it's okay if you need to slide this foot and leg more forward. Just careful that you're not locked here. For some of you, hands on blocks or floor, this is going to be it for you. If your hamstring will let you, your hamstring's kind of in charge here. So if it'll let you, you can take your hands or your blocks more forward, finding that deeper fold here, ears by the bicep. And we breathe. And then from here, once you're ready, good, we'll bring those hands or blocks back in. We'll come back. I'm going to take them forward. I'm going to plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. I think I'll skip this one. Once you've made it to your downward facing dog, the left leg's going to lift 3 points, bending that knee. If you need to kind of open up again here for a moment, feel free to do so. We're preparing for standing split on the left side. And then once you're ready, good. You can swing that foot through. Good. Now, I like to use blocks here. I'm going to give different options for different people. Some of you might even need to take a few toe taps to get up here, and that's okay too. So from here, good. Your left foot is forward. You're going to bend that knee. Good. So maybe you're going to practice a grounded warrior 3. So hip, knee, and toes at the right side are going to point down. You're going to work this into a standing split. The right hip, knee, and toe are still pointed down. You might have a little bit more of a point in that foot, but from here, blocks or hands then are going to come closer to this leg. Good. Maybe this leg lifts up, maybe not. If you're opening up to the side, that's a different pose. Okay, so you want to be here. You can experiment taking one hand behind the calf. It's super hard to take both of them back there. I think I've done it once in 15 years. But it is doable. It just takes a long time. And then once you're ready, good. Putting a bend in that left knee. The right foot's going to come up to meet the left and just come into a little dangle, maybe grabbing opposite elbow here. And then breathe. Good. From here, pressing through the feet, engaging the glutes, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, your mountain, your intention. Let's take that all to the other side. So I'm just going to come to this side of my mat now. Now it's going to be your right side. Your right side is going to be your supporting leg. So hip, knee, and toe are going to track forward. Good. Find your drishti, your gazing point here. Might be a little bit different if you're going to move. I recommend straight ahead if you're staying stationary. I recommend a few feet in front of you down if you're going to move. And then from here, once you're ready, good. Find your stability where you're going to take your foot and your leg. Once there, could you grow a little taller, a little bit less hanging into the right hip? And then once you're ready, choosing to stay or choosing to move. And we'll go back 1. It's okay for this knee to bend a little bit. And coming back up. And 2. Good. Third time, we're going to step it back. Good. Warrior prep. Good. And finding your warrior 2. So heel to arch alignment again. Hip, knee, and toe are going to track forward here. Front hip's going to come back. That means the back hip's going to come forward. Leave the hips where they are. Open the chest and reach. Strong through the back edge of the back foot again. Lengthening that front knee as needed. That's more important than bending the front knee. Strong through the back. Relax the shoulders. About I invite gratitude into my heart. I invite gratitude into my heart. We'll all lengthen that front leg. Try not to shift the hips in transition as you come back. I think people are just a little bit nicer when they stop and take a moment and invite that gratitude into their heart. And then from here, when you're ready, coming forward. Front hip comes back hip comes forward. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. When you can lengthen no more, take a thigh, take a shin, take a block or the floor. I don't need a block today on the side, so I'm going to keep it open. Good. Then again, you can do that little test. Are you in your feet and legs and abs? Could you release that bottom, or does it need to be there for balance? That's okay. So invite gratitude into your heart and remember, if a retailer this season doesn't have something you're looking for, be grateful that you were there and able to afford it, even though they didn't have it. There's a lot of people that can't even do that. Yelling at the retailer doesn't change things or make it better. And then from here, looking down at the front foot, putting a bend in that front knee, hands are going to cartwheel down, swivel up. This knee is going to come down. Good, and we'll take that lizard or gecko pose on the side. So you can have the hands on the inside. Then you can also come to forearms there on a block or the floor. I'm going to take my right leg a little bit wider. Good. Right hip, knee, and toe are going to turn out again. And then I'm going to take my forearms to my block here. Good. Tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee, and pressing back. Good. So the way that you did it on the other side might not be the way that you need to do it on this side. So just kind of find what you need. Again, strong in the shoulders, strong in the abs, belly button is in. And then from here, if the knee was lifted, good, roll lower. If you went on to forearms, we're going to come back up. Good. If you took your right leg out a little bit wider to the right, we'll bring it back in. I'm going to grab my block here. Good. And then we'll come back. Nice half split pose once more. So hip stays over the knee. This leg can slide more forward if you need to. You can stay here if you need to. Or if this hamstring will let you, you can take block or hands more forward. Good. Ears by the bicep. Breathe. And then when you're ready, good, I'm going to bring this back in. Good, I'm going to come forward, planting the hand, tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. And once you've made it to your down dog, if you need to lift that right leg and bend, it's kind of open here. Find it where you need it. And then when you're ready, good, we're going to round, step, or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. Good. Prep yourself as needed for standing split or grounded warrior 3. Good. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to start in my grounded warrior 3. Good. So my left hip, knee, and toe are going to face the floor. Good. And then once I'm there, I'm going to walk my hands back towards my foot. Good. Maybe a hand can come back here. Remember, don't turn the left hip out. That's a different pose. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Back leg is going to come up, meet the front, bend the knees, find a little dangle. And when you're ready, pressing through the feet, coming all the way back up. Good. And once you're ready, good. We're going to do one more little flow. We're going to flow into a pigeon, and then we're going to go into the split on that side, and then we'll repeat that on the other side. So from here, good. Mostly from the top of your mat. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold and bow. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll fold. Good. From here, I'm going to step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. I'm just going to do a knee down one. And reach. And take it back. Now, I will give you an option for those of you where belly down pigeon is not appropriate. But hang with me for that. Otherwise, if you're with me, left leg lifts 3 points, bending that knee. Good. You're going to take the left knee behind the left wrist. Good. Your left shin will be at a 45-ish degree angle. And we're really going to reach this right leg back. Now, I don't have a lot of space here because I'm really open in the hip. So if you do, you can take block or a blanket and fill that in, just like so. Okay, you don't want it to just hang in space. And if that's not enough, so, and then you could also come down here. If that's not enough, then I want you to come onto your back, cross your left ankle over your right knee, find this figure four. It is the exact same hip opener. It's less intense on the joint, less intense on the low back. It's a little bit safer. It's a little bit less risky. So honor yourself where you are. Trying to go beyond your level here, especially in the hip openers, doesn't really get you anywhere other than pulled ligaments and stuff at the attachment, and nobody wants that. Breathe. Good. So I am thankful for my compassion and empathy. I am thankful for my compassion and empathy. And then from here, based on where you went with that, carefully find your way back to your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Yeah. And then from that downward facing dog, left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. We'll step that foot back forward. Right knee's going to come down. So this is where we're going to go into split here on the left side. So different things for different people. Some of you are going to take a half split pose. You know, what we've been doing quite so far. So maybe hip is over the knee, leg comes forward. You're supporting yourself maybe with blocks, nice long torso. Others maybe have a little bit more range. We'll see where my range is today. Good. Kind of move that back. And come forward. So I'm almost grounded. You see I've got space here, but not quite. So I'm going to take a block underneath here for support. Never force yourself or your body to be somewhere that it's not ready to go, especially here. That can be a horrible, horrible injury. Very traumatic one. Good. And then just find your split. Now I need to have my hands down here, but ideally, you know, head and hips are in alignment. And then once you're ready, based on where you went and the way that's best for you, come out of there. Once you come out of there, find your downward facing dog. Notice how one side compares to the other. When you're ready, you're going to take your pigeon on the right side in the way that you need to. So if you know you need to come onto your back, go ahead and do that. You're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Otherwise, it's going to be right knee behind the right wrist. Good. We're at a 45-ish degree angle here. Good. And then find your pigeon. Fill in any space under that right hip if you need it. And then once you're ready, good. We're going to come up. Good. Find your down dog in the way that you need to. And then from your down dog, right leg's going to lift. We'll step right foot forward. Good. Find your split. Is it going to be full split or half split? So remember, here's your half split. Okay. Or you can try for a full split, which I know I'm going to need a block for. It's going to be right there. Good. Use this block in here. Good. And breathe. Splits I've been able to do a few times. Not most of the time, but almost always when I'm teaching, or rarely in private practice. Probably because my focus is a little bit different. And then once you're ready, good. And the way that you need to carefully come out of there. Good. And I'm going to find a child's pose from here. Good. Let it be a nice, juicy child's pose this time. Gratitude is a daily choice, and I choose to be grateful. Gratitude is a daily choice, and I choose to be grateful. Repeat that to yourself. And then once ready, knowing you can stay here as long as you need, we're going to come up and find a seat. So from the seat, um, I'm just going to do a basic crisscross applesauce here. If there's something that you want to do with your legs, go ahead and do that. We're going to come up. We're just going to get just a very gentle side bend here, reaching over. Breathe and expand. And coming up and taking it over, reaching. And once you're ready, we'll come back to a seat. We're going to come down for bridge. This will be freestyle bridge. So any bridge of your choice that you would like to do that's already in your practice, you could do that. If you've got a supported bridge that you would like to have in your practice, remember you can do setting 1 or setting 2, just so that both sits bones and the tailbone can all be supported. Otherwise, I will walk you through a basic no prop bridge. So as I come down here, just kind of rolling the shoulders back a little bit. My hips, knees, and toes are all in this alignment. Heels are not too close or too far away. I'm pressing shoulders and arms and hands into my mat. Good, and then once you're ready, pressing into the feet, arms, hands, shoulders, I'm gonna lift up into my bridge. This is where you would place the block underneath the sacrum if you're using it. You can do any other bridge of your choice that's in your practice. But I really like this one. When you gauge the upper body in your bridge, not only does it make for a better bridge, a better shoulder and heart opener, but it takes some of the pressure out of the low back. So learn to engage the upper body here, not just the lower in your bridge. And then from here, based on where you went, carefully come out in the way that you need. Knees are going to come into the chest. And we're going to get one final twisty in here before our Shavasana. But I am going to go ahead and bring in my neck pillow here with my folded blanket. So from here, good. I'm going to take my right knee into the chest. I'm going to hold behind. If you can, really reach to that right side. Good. Then in the United States, at the time of this recording, Thanksgiving Day is tomorrow. For some people, if you were like me growing up, maybe you had 4 or 5 Thanksgivings from different family members and divorces that have happened. So you might have multiple dinners. So we often don't eat very well during this time. So always know that this kind of twist, this kind of movement here is great to keep things moving as needed. So then from here, we'll back off that a little bit. Right hand to the outside of the left, and we'll take a twist to the right. If you have a knee that does not like this foot hanging down here, then you can always take a block or something underneath there for support. Bolsters work great here as well. And when you're ready, we'll come back. Good. If we're going to switch. So now I'm going to take my hands behind the right knee. I'm really going to pull that in and lengthen that left side. Breathe and squeeze. If you're doing this for certain purposes, I recommend staying here at least 10 breaths. We won't be here today, but just so that you know. And then once you're ready, get a left hand on the outside of that right thigh, and we'll take that to the left. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll come back in, bring your knees into the chest, and we're going to go into Shavasana from here. So you can bring in anything you want. Those of you that don't have a pillow handy, but maybe you've got a couple blocks, you can always take your blocks underneath here, kind of move the flesh to the side a little bit on the thighs, send them over. That can be nice, especially in a gym or studio setting if you've got blocks, but you don't have bolsters to go under there, and accomplishes the same purpose. And then once you're ready, good, sink in. The final thought I'll give you is the more I show my gratitude, the more good things I receive to be thankful for. The more I show my gratitude, the more I receive to be grateful for. Knowing you can stay as long as you need here, and taking some deep breaths, choosing stillness, or taking head and neck from side to side, maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Choosing stillness, or bringing knees into the chest, choosing to keep the upper body grounded, maybe you'd like to lift it up for a full body hug. And choosing stillness, removing any props out of the way if you're used any today during your Shavasana time. Taking arms long behind you, legs long in front of you, and reach and lengthen, finding that full body stretch, pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then from here, whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment, taking all the time that you need. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Where we started our practice. Big inhale, reaching up. Good. And as you bring the thumbs down, stop right at the forehead for good and true thought. To the lips for good and kind word, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you always find a way to be more thankful, more grateful in your everyday life. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.